Hey, what's up, YouTube? City Hunter here, and I'm gonna do a little review on these Nielsen specialty ammo. Not sponsored, but these are the 21.216 20.2 grain, and I'm shooting them out of my Dana Storm Rider Gen 2, 22 caliber, and I'm not gonna go into all that detail of chronographing, and I'll do that later. But basically, what I did is I shot them at 15 and 25 yards, and that's some pretty good results on them. Let me show you here. These, this is what I got at the 15 yard for mushrooming. As you can see, a lot of deformity, but didn't mushroom all the way, as you can see. Mushroom some, but not all the way. Here's another one at 15 yards. This one got a little bit more deformation, as you can see, and I got a little bit of the wood in there. As you can see, a little bit of wood in there. But the back cup is still intact. Most of the slug is still intact. That's another 15 yarder. This is another 15 yarder. This one actually hits sideways. Like this is up and down. This is the front, and this is the back. Back there, as you can see. But it hit sideways. It hit like that. I don't know why, but it hit sideways. I think it tumbled in the air, and then it just hit sideways. And I was shooting at a metal pan, tin pan. And here's another 15 yarder, which this one hit dead bullseye on. As you can see, the deformation. It's a little bit more. Cup is still intact. That's my 4 shots at 15 yards, and then I took 5 shots at 25 yards, and I got way better results. Now, this is what you want. As you can see, that mushroomed perfectly. Look at this. See that? That is a perfect mushroom right there. The back cup is still intact, but that's good because that's how you know it's penetrating and it's also creating damage at the same time. And the impact force is substantial when you get a good deformation, a good mushroom like that. And then I'm gonna show you the other 4 in a second. They all look the same, like this. And this one actually flattened out a little bit more than the last one. It actually mushroomed a lot more flatter. As you can see, this is a perfect mushroom right here. This is what you want. This will destroy some shit. And we have this one. And this one kind of like hit and slid. Oh, God, here we go. This crap. Let me see if I can grab it here. So it hit sideways almost, all the way sideways. It's still mushroomed out completely, but as you can see, the cup is down here. So what it did, when it impacted and went up. So it didn't penetrate the metal, it just hit it and slid, like a ricochet almost. So it said boom, like that. Now, mind you, it was going through half-inch wood through 2. It went through the half-inch wood plus cardboard, and then hit the pan, and then the mushroom went up. So that's that one. And the other ones were fairly perfect mushroom. As you can see, look at the back end of that. That's perfect. I don't know if you can see that. That's perfect. That's what you want when you're hunting small game. You want it to mush them like that when it hits the skull of the animal. And me with this gun, I just hunt squirrel, rabbit, and raccoons and stuff like that. I shot a fox with it once and dropped it right where it was standing, and that was like a, let's just like a 68-yard shot, and dropped it. But I shot the fox with JSB Hades. Now them things are crazy, but I like these Nielsen slugs because they hit hard. One, they got good penetration, good velocity, and they fly perfectly straight. They fly very, very, very straight. And you don't have to compensate too much for the drop of the pellet. Well, of the slug actually. You don't have to compensate too much for the drop because if you're within that 50-yard range, it's gonna hit dead on, no matter if you sight it in at 15, 20, or 25. I can sight this gun in at 15 and hit targets at 50 yards with like a slight hold over or hold under. You know what I mean? It's just I barely even move it. So if I'm hitting dead on at 15 in the middle of the scope, what I do to compensate for the drop of the pellet, for the drop of the slug, what I do, if I aim at 15 yards, if I aim dead center mass, so if I'm shooting at 50, I'm aiming for the head, and I'm still hitting the center mass because I'm compensating for the drop of the slug. So say like I can sight it in at 15, hit center mass. I'm hitting center mass, completely center mass, and I see I got a target at 50. So what I'm gonna do, instead of aiming center mass, dead center mass, I'm gonna aim for the top of the head. If I aim for the top of the head, I'm compensating for the drop of the slug. So once I shoot at the top of the head, that slug's gonna drop in right center mass. You know what I mean? It's gonna, right before it hits target, it's gonna drop and it's gonna hit him center mass. Cause that's the drop. You know what I mean? That's the drop of the slug. And it's not gonna drop tremendously. It's just gonna be a slight drop. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be something that's gonna be enormous or you gotta go 2 or 3 dots up on the scope. You know what I mean? You not even a dot. You know what I mean? You just aim for the head. If you sight it in at 15 and you're hitting center mass, aim for the head. You'll hit the center mass again, no matter if it's 15 or 50 yards. I found this out from shooting this gun a lot and tracking my impact point at 15 and 50 yards. Didn't track it at 20, 25, 30, 35. 40, 45 yards. No. Because I know in between center of the scope, at the middle of the cross, if I use, if at 15 I'm hitting there, and then at 50 I'm hitting, if I aim at the head, I'm still hitting center mass, then I know anything between that will be from 20 yards to 45 yards. You know what I mean? So I don't have to really do all the extra math to pinpoint where my pellet's hitting. If I'm taking a 45-yard shot or a 35-yard shot, I'm aiming between the head and center mass, right in the middle. You know what I mean? And I'm still hitting my target in a spot where it's gonna drop. It's not gonna stay. It's not gonna fly away or run away. It's just gonna drop because you're still hitting the clockwork. You know what I mean? Either the neck, the chest area where the lungs and the heart is, you know what I mean? Clockwork. If you hit it there, it's going to immediately drop down. If you hit it in the neck, it's not going to go nowhere because it's going to get paralyzed. And it's going to die within 30 seconds. Hit it in the head, it's definitely going to drop. You know what I mean? the penetration is ridiculous with these slugs. I just shot a tin frying pan that's pretty thick, and it went through it like butter. Plus, half-inch of plywood and like a quarter-inch of cardboard, all together. You know what I mean? The cardboard and the wood was together. It went through cardboard, the wood, and still hit the pan and went through it. So it's going through like an inch of material. You know what I'm saying? So if it hits a squirrel's head, it's definitely gonna go. It's gonna pass through. If you too close, it'll pass through. But if you're within like 50 yards, it'll definitely kill it. But yeah, that's my little short review on these uh, NSA slugs. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just doing a little review because they're amazing and I like them. And but and they say if you're out there and you hear this, give me a call or text me. But I could use a sponsor. I like these slugs. These slugs are pretty good. The ballistic coefficient is pretty good on them. And I gotta find out what the ballistic coefficient on these is. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my review for NSA Nielsen Specialty Slugs, 20.2 grain, 2.215, 22 caliber. All right. If anybody got questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. I'll get to them as fast as I can because I do work and I'm a very breezy person. I do a lot of fishing, a lot of working, a lot of hunting and stuff like that. But yeah, if y'all got any questions, just let me know, and I'll get on. I'll get to you guys. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit me up on TikTok. I'm on TikTok too, and on Facebook. All right, City Hunter out.